Hello! Magandang araw mga ka-e-learners! Ako si Miss E, ang inyong F&B specialist. I talk about food and beverage management. This channel is dedicated to all the hotel and restaurant management students, restaurant owners, food and beverage employees in the hospitality industry. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe so I can make more videos like these. My topics are based on my first-hand experiences in hotels, resorts, casinos, membership clubs, beach club, golf, and country club. Batay sa sarili kong karanasan bilang corporate F&B executive, F&B director, trainer, mentor, consultant, and pre-opening expert. I develop policies and procedures for F&B operations, food safety and hygiene, F&B sustainability, F&B cost control, and pre-opening templates and guidelines. I create tailored workshops and training solutions with coaching and mentoring. I want you to be empowered at magkaroon ng kaalaman sa pasikot-sikot sa food and beverage management. If that sounds good to you, then please give me a big thumbs up and let's go! For today, pag-usapan natin ang iyong recipe food costing. Paano mo ba ginagawa ang pag-compute ng iyong recipe food costing at saan mo kinukuha ang iyong mga selling prices? You may check this version and let's do our costing together. If you'll find it useful, you may take screenshot of the tables which I will be presenting and comment down below what other related topics would you like me to share. Saan ba tayo magsisimula? Unang-una, kailangan nating mag-establish ng ating standard recipe cards. Kasama na din ang mga sub-recipes, kagaya ng dressings, sauces, condiments, at iba pang mga side dishes. I will first discuss the guidelines in standardizing your recipe cards. Then we go to the costing formula or computation at the latter part of this video. At kung hindi ka pa nakasubscribed, please do subscribe and keep me inspired in doing more videos for you. So, I got here 7 guidelines for you para sa iyong recipe standardization. Number 1, use ingredients that are always available in the market. Dapat nating i-consider ang seasonality para hindi tayo magka-problema sa supply. And number 2, para sa sustainability purposes, it is highly recommended that we use the 70-30 ratio. Local produce up to 70% and 30% imported goods. Number 3, exercise cross-utilization of your ingredients. Yung isang ingredient natin ay dapat nating magamit into 2 to 3 menu items or use it in several dishes. Ang cross-utilization ay isa sa mga superpowers ng chef. He plans the menu by putting in mind kung ano ang multiple dishes na pwede niyang gawin just by using ingredients na nanggagaling sa iisang food item lamang. And this means you buy less, you store less, and you produce more. And number 4, para ma-standardize mo ang iyong recipe, it must be tried and retried several times for use. Number 5, include any side items and every food item on the plate, kasama na din ang mga garnishes. Number 6, kailangan consistent tayo sa paggamit ng correct unit of measure. Use the metric system, liters, milliliters, grams, and kilograms. Because the ingredients are bought using this unit of measure. At kung gagamit ka naman ng imperial system, let's say for example spoons, you have to refer to your table of conversion. And lastly, number 7, butcher test and yield test should be done prior to your recipe costing. And now it's time to do our recipe food costing. Pag-aralan natin kung paano pagkuha ng ating recipe food cost at tingnan din natin kung magkano ang ating kinikita per menu item. At ang ating example for this ay ang standardized recipe ng ating kare-kare for our a la carte menu. So, this is your standard recipe card. Each and every ingredient ay nakasulat kasama ang quantity, unit of measure, ang unit cost, and the corresponding amount of each ingredient. We used kilogram as the unit of measure because the ingredients are purchased and priced per kilo. If you will notice, naka-highlight yung kare-kare sauce and the annatto oil kasi may mga sub-recipes ito. Ang ox tripe ay 400 pesos per kilo at ang cost ng 150 grams ay 60 pesos. Ang ox skin ay 300 pesos per kilo at ang 100 grams ay 30 pesos. Ang eggplant naman ay 90 pesos per kilo at ang 50 grams ay 4 pesos and 50 centavos. String beans is at 80 pesos per kilo and 50 grams cost 4 pesos. Ang banana heart is at 35 pesos per kilo at ang 50 grams ay 1 peso and 75 centavos. Your native pechay is 80 pesos per kilo, so ang 20 grams ay 1 peso and 20 centavos. Ang kare-kare sauce is 32 pesos and 95 centavos for 1 portion. Ang bagoong alamang is 180 pesos per kilo, so ang 20 grams ay 2 pesos and 70 centavos. Ang natto oil is 288 per kilo at ang 5 grams ay 1 peso and 44 centavos. So, ang total amount ng iyong kare-kare recipe ay 138 pesos and 54 centavos. So, ito naman yung sub-recipes which I am talking about. Ang yield ng recipe for the sauce ay 10 portions at ang total amount is 329 pesos and 46 centavos. So, yung 1 portion na ginamit natin kanina sa standard recipe card ay 32 pesos and 95 centavos. Ang annatto oil naman ay 1 kilogram ang yield for 288 pesos. So, 1 gram is 29 centavos at ang 5 grams na ginamit natin sa kare-kare ay 1 peso and 44 centavos. Now, ilagay na natin ang kare-kare sa ating costing chart under Filipino favorites. Sa standard recipe, ang cost per serving ay 138 pesos and 54 centavos. Then, add the 10% buffer which is 13 pesos and 85 centavos. Always remember, kailangan laging may kasamang 10% buffer. So, ang total cost is 152 pesos and 39 centavos. Alright, if you are targeting 28% food cost with VAT, the suggested selling price is 610 pesos. At kung 30% food cost naman ang target mo, your SSP will be 569 pesos. With 32% food cost naman, your SSP will be 533 pesos. Then, if you decide to sell it at 550 pesos with VAT, your food cost will be 31%. So let us summarize your menu costing and your suggested selling prices. How to calculate your menu food cost and your suggested selling price? For your kare-kare, your raw food cost is 138 pesos and 54 centavos. This is the cost of goods based on your standard recipe. And please don't forget to add the 10% buffer which is 13 pesos and 85 centavos. The 10% buffer is needed for price increase of goods, condiments, and the likes. So your total food cost is 152 pesos and 39 centavos, which is the raw food cost plus your 10% buffer. If you decide on a 32% food cost, your suggested selling price is 476 pesos and 22 centavos. This is the total food cost divided by your desired food cost percentage. And if you add the 12% VAT, this is 57 pesos and 14 centavos, your SSP will be 533 pesos and 36 centavos. This is the suggested selling price with VAT. And if you decide on your final SSP as 550 pesos, the final selling price is being decided by the F&B head and approved by the owner or the GM. So your final cost percentage is 31%, and this is the total food cost divided by the final SSP plus your 12% VAT. So here's a little challenge for you. Please provide the SSPs at 28%, 30% and 32% food cost for your sinigang na hipon and your lechon kawali. I have provided the respective food cost of each. You may write your answers in the comment section below. So now you all know a different version of your menu food costing and establishing your suggested selling prices. And I know what the next question is. Miss E, is there an ideal food cost? So average ng 32% na iyong revenue ang napupunta sa food and beverage cost. At para naman tumagal ang restaurant business mo at maging profitable and healthy, you need to keep your food cost between 28 to 32%. And your food cost must not be higher than 35% to guarantee long-term operations. Congratulations! You got it right, mga ka-e-learners. You have costed your sinigang na hipon and lechon kawali using this version. You may now confidently start costing your own recipes. We always have to remember that the formula serves as the starting point to adjust your prices upward or downward. And that's it for today's video, mga ka-e-learners. Thank you and see you on my next video. Keep watching, keep on learning, and happy costing! Bye!